Some of Earth's landscapes are so bizarre, so surreal, they feel like they've been transplanted from another world entirely. These are the alien deserts and rock formations where geology and time have conspired to create something straight out of a sci-fi film. They are places of profound silence and startling beauty. Imagine standing in the Atacama Desert in Chile, where the Valley of the Moon's sculpted dunes and jagged salt formations mimic a lunar surface. Or traversing the vibrant, multicolored canyons of Zhangye Danxia Geopark in China, with its rainbow-like patterns that look impossibly painted onto the rock. These places showcase the raw, creative power of the planet. Think of the towering, spiky limestone pinnacles of Zhangye Danxia in Madagascar, a natural fortress of stone that feels entirely impenetrable. Or the eerie, wind-carved hoodoos of Goblin Valley State Park in Utah, which form an army of strange, silent sentinels. These desolate, otherworldly landscapes are a powerful reminder that you don't have to leave our planet to feel like you've traveled light years. They are a testament to the Earth's limitless ability to surprise and inspire.
Wadi Rum, you don't just see a desert, you witness a raw, untamed landscape that feels less like a place on Earth and more like a cinematic vision of Mars. This vast, silent expanse, often called the Valley of the Moon, is a painter's dream of vibrant red and orange sands, carved by time and wind into monumental rock formations that stretch for miles. For an American audience steeped in the imagery of the Wild West and the epic frontiers of science fiction, Wadi Rum is a profound destination. A place where the grandeur of a Hollywood movie set meets the timeless authenticity of a land largely untouched by modern life. It's the very backdrop that T.E. Lawrence called home in Lawrence of Arabia, the alien planet from The Martian, and the unforgiving desert world of Arrakis in Dune. To stand here is to step directly into those iconic frames, feeling the sun on your skin as you navigate a world of sandstone mountains and sweeping canyons that seem to belong to another galaxy entirely. The geology of Wadi Rum is a story told in stone. The immense rock formations, some rising thousands of feet from the desert floor, are a magnificent blend of sandstone and granite sculpted by eons of erosion into incredible shapes, including natural arches, mushroom-like pillars, and vast cavernous spaces. The colors change throughout the day, from the pale ochre of dawn to the fiery reds of sunset, creating a dynamic, living canvas. The silence here is unlike any you've ever experienced. It's a profound, ancient quiet broken only by the whisper of the wind, inviting you to unplug and connect with a world that has resisted change for millennia. This is a place for the true explorer, a land that rewards those who seek adventure beyond the beaten path. You can travel across the dunes in a rugged jeep, feeling the thrill of the ride as you bounce over the soft, rolling sand. Or for a more traditional experience, you can ride a camel, swaying gently as you trace the same ancient routes that Bedouin tribes have followed for generations. The sheer scale of the landscape is staggering, reminding you of your small place in a universe of endless, breathtaking beauty. The Bedouin people, who have called Wadi Rum home for centuries, are the heart and soul of this desert. Their incredible hospitality offers a deep, authentic layer to the adventure. They welcome you into their camps where you can share stories over traditional Bedouin tea, brewed over an open fire, and feast on a dinner of zarb, lamb or chicken cooked in an underground oven. As night falls, the true magic begins. Away from any city lights, the sky transforms into a celestial masterpiece, a diamond blanket of stars so bright and vast, it feels like you can almost reach out and touch them. Spending a night here, wrapped in blankets under that sky, is a transformative experience. A reminder of the universe's scale and the simple, profound beauty of a night without distraction. For Americans seeking to escape the constant noise of daily life and find a place of genuine tranquility and awe, Wadi Rum delivers an unforgettable journey. It's a place to hike through narrow canyons, climb the towering sand dunes for a panoramic view, and watch as the sun dips below the horizon, casting a final fiery glow over a landscape that is simultaneously an earthly desert and a cosmic frontier. It's an adventure that leaves a mark not just on your memory, but on your spirit.
Dead Vley is like crossing a threshold into a different dimension, a place where time has been brought to a stunning, heartbreaking halt. Located in the heart of Namibia's Nam Naukluft Park, this is not just a landscape, it's a silent, breathtaking testament to the raw, unfiltered power of the desert. For the American adventurer, it evokes the spirit of the Great American West, a vast, unforgiving frontier. But here, the narrative is not one of conquest, but of profound, eternal stillness. The journey itself is part of the experience, a pilgrimage through some of the most ancient dunes on Earth.
final stretch requires navigating a treacherous 3-mile expanse of deep, soft sand in a 4-wheel drive or a park shuttle, followed by a hike that, while not long, is a challenge under the fierce, unyielding African sun. But the moment you crest that final dune and the full panorama of Devlé unfolds below you, the effort melts away, replaced by a visceral sense of awe. This is a scene so surreal, it feels like a movie set, a stark, otherworldly canvas of pure, unblemished white clay, flanked by colossal rust-red dunes that tower more than 1,000 feet into a sky of impossible azure blue. Scattered across the blindingly white pan are the skeletons of camelthorn trees, their gnarled, blackened branches frozen in time, their twisted shapes casting long, dramatic shadows that stretch across the cracked ground. The story of this ghost forest is a geological and climatic tragedy that took place roughly 900 years ago. Before that time, the Shokab River flowed freely, bringing life-giving water to this area and allowing these mighty trees to flourish in what was a lush, temporary oasis. But a massive climate shift, leading to a prolonged and devastating drought, began to change the landscape. The iconic red dunes, fueled by the relentless wind, began their slow, silent march, eventually blocking the river's path to the pan. With their water source cut off, the trees died a slow, agonizing death, their roots shriveling in the parched earth. And yet, due to the extreme aridity and the blistering heat of the desert, they never decomposed. Instead of rotting away, they were baked solid by the sun's intense rays, their forms perfectly preserved in a state of eternal rigor mortis. What you see today are not fossils, but the desiccated remains of a forgotten life, their carbonized husks standing as silent witnesses to a natural catastrophe. This profound absence of decay is what gives Devlé its haunting beauty, a paradox where death is celebrated through preservation. The silence here is unlike anything you've ever experienced. It's not the absence of sound, but a palpable heavy presence that forces you to quiet your own thoughts and listen to the landscape itself. For an American photographer or a seeker of unique experiences, Devlé is an absolute pilgrimage. The contrast of colors is so stark, so dramatic, it's a dream for any artist. The brilliant white clay, the vibrant red dunes, and the deep blue sky create a natural palette that you'd be hard-pressed to find anywhere else on the planet. The best time to be there is at sunrise or sunset, when the low-angle light brings the texture of the dunes to life and makes the black trees look even more spectral and ominous against the glowing sand. But beyond the photographic opportunities, the true reward is the spiritual journey.
Being surrounded by these ancient, defiant forms, you can't help but feel the sense of your own mortality, a humbling realization that you are but a fleeting moment in a story measured in millennia. It's a place that strips away the noise and distractions of modern life and leaves you with a deep, quiet sense of contemplation. Deadvley is a profound metaphor for resilience, for the beauty that can be found even in ruin, and for the way a landscape can hold a memory so powerful it feels like a living, breathing thing. It's a destination that isn't just about sightseeing. It's about connecting with a primordial Earth, a world that existed before us and will endure long after we are gone. A ghost forest that whispers a 1,000-year-old tale of survival and surrender.
The Atacama Desert, stretching across northern Chile, is not just dry, it's the driest place on Earth, a lunar landscape on our own planet where in some parts, rain has essentially been a historical footnote for centuries. It's an environment so extreme, so alien, that it has become a living laboratory for NASA, a training ground for rover missions to Mars. But for the adventurous traveler, it's far more than a scientific curiosity. It's a canvas of stark, breathtaking beauty and a cosmic observatory unlike any other. The moment you arrive, you're not just a tourist. You are an explorer, stepping into a world that challenges your very definition of life, existence, and the stars. The paradox of the Atacama is its emptiness, which in turn makes it the clearest window to the cosmos. At high elevations, with virtually zero humidity and a complete lack of light pollution, the night sky is an overwhelming spectacle. It's a vision that will fundamentally change your relationship with the universe. Here, the Milky Way isn't a faint, ethereal smudge, it's a vibrant, glowing river of light. A star-spangled highway visible to the naked eye, so brilliant it casts a faint shadow on the ground. This pristine clarity is why the desert is home to some of the world's most powerful astronomical observatories, including the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array, ALMA, a monumental international project that feels more like something from a sci-fi movie than a scientific instrument. Arrayed across the barren plains, these massive gleaming white dishes stand as silent guardians of the galaxy, peering back in time to the very beginnings of the universe. To stand beneath that sky, feeling the vast, cold emptiness of the desert floor, and to look up at a universe so palpably close is a humbling experience that puts every terrestrial concern into perspective. Yet for all its cosmic grandeur, the Atacama's terrestrial landscapes are no less spectacular. The desert floor itself is a masterpiece of geological extremes. You can spend a day at the Salar de Atacama, an enormous salt flat that stretches for miles,
its surface a mosaic of dazzling white polygons that crackle underfoot. Here, in the heart of this inhospitable land, you'll find shimmering lagoons of turquoise and pink where flocks of vibrant flamingos feed on algae, a vivid splash of life in an otherwise monochromatic world. Just an hour's drive away, you'll find yourself in the El Tatio geysers, an otherworldly sight that is best witnessed before dawn. As the sun rises and the frigid temperatures of the desert night, often dipping below freezing, meet the superheated water from deep within the earth, columns of steam erupt into the crisp morning air, reaching heights of 20 to 30 feet, a powerful and primal display of geothermal energy. This spectacle is a stark reminder of the planet's raw, untamed power, a feeling that no picture can truly capture. The Atacama also tells a human story of resilience. For centuries, indigenous communities have not just survived, but thrived here, building a culture deeply intertwined with the landscape and the rhythm of the stars. The small oasis town of San Pedro de Atacama serves as your gateway, a charming village with adobe buildings and dirt roads where the sense of adventure is palpable. From here, you can venture into the desolate beauty of the Valle de la Luna, Valley of the Moon, and the Valle de la Muerte, Valley of Death, where wind and water have sculpted the rock formations into surreal sculptural masterpieces that mimic the barren landscapes of the Moon and Mars. The reddish hues, the jagged peaks, and the total, profound silence of these valleys make for an unforgettable, almost meditative hike. Standing atop a dune as the sun sets, casting long shadows over the eroded canyons and painting the sky in fiery colors, you get a sense of time on a geological scale, a perspective that is rare and humbling. This is not a vacation for the casual tourist. This is a journey for the soul of an explorer. The Atacama challenges you, not with physical exertion, but with a sheer, overwhelming sense of scale, silence, and beauty. It's a place that forces you to confront the immense power of nature and the tiny, miraculous improbability of life. To visit is to witness the ultimate in contrasts, a place that is the driest on Earth, yet is home to a lake of pink flamingos, a landscape that is devoid of life, yet provides the clearest view of a galaxy bursting with billions of stars. It's an experience that will stay with you long after you've left, a reminder that the most profound adventures are often found not where the world is lush and green, but where it is at its most raw, unforgiving, and, in its own unique way, spectacularly alive.
The Bisti Danazin Wilderness in northwestern New Mexico isn't a trip in the conventional sense. It's a descent into a forgotten world, a geological fever dream that defies every expectation you hold for a landscape on this planet.
Leaving the familiar highways behind, you navigate a series of dusty gravel roads until you arrive at a vast, unassuming parking area in the middle of a sparse, high desert plain. There are no visitor centers, no paved paths, and no signs pointing to the wonders that lie just beyond the horizon. This deliberate lack of infrastructure is precisely what defines the Bisti experience. It's a raw, untamed canvas of 45,000 acres, a place that rewards the true explorer, the one who possesses the grit and curiosity to forge their own trail. What greets you is a silence so profound it feels like a physical presence, a solitude broken only by the whisper of the wind, inviting you to step into a land where time seems to have stopped, and the earth tells its story with bizarre and fantastic sculptures. This is a place that feels less like a hiking destination and more like a pilgrimage into a prehistoric museum, an open-air gallery of natural art sculpted over 70 million years by the patient hands of erosion. To truly understand Bisti, you have to look back to the Cretaceous period, when this entire region was a swampy coastal plain on the edge of a great inland sea. Dinosaurs roamed here, and the land was a lush, humid environment of ferns, cypress trees, and shifting river deltas. Over millions of years, as the sea receded and the climate changed, the layers of sediment, a mix of sandstone, shale, and mudstone, were compressed and buried, holding within them the secrets of a bygone era, including petrified wood and fossilized bones. Fast forward to today, and you're witnessing the spectacular result of those immense geological forces. Rain, wind, and freezing temperatures have acted as a relentless, meticulous sculptor, carving out the bizarre hoodoos and spires that are the signature of this wilderness. The formations, known to locals and visitors by names like the King of Wings, the Stone Wings, and the Cracked Eggs, are the result of harder, more resistant rock balancing precariously on softer, more easily eroded pedestals. It's a delicate and ongoing process, a dance between stability and collapse. And every visit offers a glimpse of something unique that may not exist in the same form tomorrow. The ground you walk on is a mosaic of petrified logs, iridescent coal seams, and shimmering gypsum crystals, each a fossilized piece of a world that existed long before the human imagination could even conceive of it. Navigating the Bisti Denizen wilderness is a singular and deeply personal challenge. There are no marked trails, a deliberate policy by the Bureau of Land Management to preserve the untamed spirit of the place. A compass, a GPS, and a good sense of direction aren't just helpful, they are essential tools for a safe and rewarding journey. This lack of a predetermined path is a key part of the appeal for an American audience, echoing a foundational cultural value of self-reliance and the freedom to explore. It's a chance to truly get lost, not in a panicked, dangerous way, but in a way that allows for true discovery. You can wander for hours, rounding a bend and suddenly finding a spectacular formation that feels like a secret known only to you. The visual experience is a feast for the eyes, a symphony of color and texture that changes with the light. In the soft light of rising, the formations glow with warm reds, oranges, and pinks. As the sun climbs, the shadows grow stark, emphasizing the spire's alien forms. At sunset, the sky explodes in a kaleidoscope of purples and fiery oranges, casting a final surreal light on the landscape before the stars of the clear desert sky emerge in a breathtaking display. The solitude is overwhelming and therapeutic, a stark contrast to the noise and pace of modern life. Here, the only sounds are the wind, the distant call of a raven, and the crunch of your boots on the sand. For all its beauty and solitude, the Bisti Danazin wilderness is also a fragile environment that demands respect. As a designated wilderness area, it is protected under the National Wilderness Preservation System, and visitors are expected to adhere to the Leave No Trace principles. The delicate formations can be easily damaged, and it is a fundamental responsibility of every visitor to tread lightly, to avoid disturbing the fossils and artifacts, and to leave the landscape exactly as they found it for future generations to experience. This ethos of stewardship is a critical component of the Bisti experience, reminding you that you are a temporary guest in a timeless place. You leave with a profound sense of awe, not just for the bizarre beauty of the formations, but for the immense power of geological time and the incredible resilience of the natural world. Bisti isn't just a place to see, it's a place to feel, to contemplate, and to be humbled. It's a journey that reaches deep into the Earth's past, and in doing so, allows you to reconnect with something wild and primordial within yourself. A truly unforgettable experience that speaks to the heart of the American explorer.
Goblin Valley State Park. Any preconceived notions you had about the Utah desert melt away, replaced by a sense of being on an entirely different planet. This isn't the grand, sweeping panorama of Canyonlands, or the iconic archways of its namesake park. This is something far more intimate, bizarre, and profoundly surreal. It's a vast, otherworldly landscape of miniature rock formations that sprawl across the valley floor like a silent, petrified army of mischievous creatures. If a sci-fi film director were to design an alien world with a touch of whimsy, this would be it. The valley is home to tens of thousands of what are locally known as goblins, eroded sandstone pillars and figures that have been sculpted by wind and water over millions of years. They stand anywhere from just a few inches tall to over a dozen feet, each one a unique character with a distinct face, a lumpy body, and often a curious hat of harder, more resistant rock. The dominant color is a warm, earthy brown, but on closer inspection, the sandstone is a mosaic of rusts, tans, and creams, each layer a testament to an ancient, forgotten timeline. The true magic of the park lies in its permission to roam. There are no paved paths here, no designated trails confining your experience. You are encouraged to wander freely, to lose yourself, in the best possible way, in a labyrinth of strange shapes and silent sentinels. You can choose your own path, ducking between formations, climbing gentle slopes, and finding your own private, secluded corner of this strange new world. This sense of personal discovery and uninhibited exploration is a fundamental part of the American spirit, and Goblin Valley delivers it in spades. It feels less like a state park and more like an open-air museum where you are both the visitor and the adventurer, free to touch the ancient rocks and imagine the stories they could tell. Geologically, the creation of the valley is a fascinating tale of slow, patient artistry. Millions of years ago, the area was a vast floodplain, and the goblins began as a layer of soft entrada sandstone. Over time, erosion worked its patient magic. Cracks and fractures in the rock were exploited by wind and rain, carving away the softer material and leaving behind the harder, more resilient rock. This process, known as differential erosion, created the bizarre shapes and forms that populate the valley today. The hat that tops many of the goblins is a small cap of harder sandstone, which protected the softer rock underneath from erosion, allowing the bizarre, mushroom-like shapes to form. The result is a landscape that changes with every step you take, with every shift in the light. The setting sun casts long, eerie shadows, making the goblins appear to come alive, their forms twisting and dancing across the valley floor. In the harsh midday sun, their colors are vibrant and stark. and in the soft light of dawn, they take on a mystical, almost ethereal quality. It's a photographer's dream and a contemplative hiker's paradise. This park, while not as widely known as its national park neighbors, holds a special place for those who appreciate the quirks and eccentricities of the natural world. It's the kind of place you stumble upon on a Utah road trip and realize it's the most memorable part of your journey. It's accessible, just a few hours from Salt Lake City and a short drive from the small town of Hanksville, making it a perfect detour for anyone looking to escape the crowds and find a piece of quiet solitude. The solitude here is profound. With few visitors and an expansive landscape, it's easy to feel as though you have the entire planet to yourself. The silence is broken only by the soft whisper of the wind and the crunch of sand beneath your feet. It's a silence that allows for introspection, for a deep appreciation of the immense, unimaginable timescale of geology. You can sit among the goblins, feel the smooth, cool rock, and contemplate the forces that shaped this valley over millions of years. It's an experience that makes you feel both incredibly small and deeply connected to the planet's history. The fact that this place has been preserved for all to enjoy is a testament to the American value of conservation, of protecting unique natural treasures for future generations to explore. It's an open invitation to embrace your inner child, to climb on rocks, to play hide and seek, and to let your imagination run wild in a setting that feels like a fantasy. When you finally leave the valley, a fine layer of red dust on your boots, you take with you not just photos, but a feeling of wonder and a lasting memory of a place that feels less like a piece of earth and more like a work of cosmic art. It's a surreal side trip that delivers an unforgettable adventure, reminding you that sometimes the most magical places are the ones you never saw coming.
This is Coyote Buttes, home to The Wave, a geological masterpiece so iconic and so coveted that the chance to see it has become a holy grail for outdoor enthusiasts across the country. Unlike the sprawling, easily accessible vistas of our national parks, this is a destination you don't just visit, you earn it. For an American audience deeply connected to the spirit of adventure and the pursuit of the extraordinary, the journey to The Wave is a modern-day quest, one that begins not with a hike, but with a lottery, a game of chance that epitomizes the thrill and frustration of seeking something truly rare. The Bureau of Land Management permits just 64 people per day to enter this fragile 112,500-acre wilderness area, and the competition is fierce.
Thousands of hopefuls from all over the world enter a highly competitive online lottery months in advance, while others make the pilgrimage to Kanab, Utah, for the daily in-person lottery, standing shoulder to shoulder, hearts pounding, as a ranger calls out the winning numbers. The odds are stacked against you, and the feeling of winning, of being one of the lucky few, is a pure, unadulterated shot of adrenaline, the jackpot of the American West. But the lottery is just the beginning. The real adventure starts on the ground. The 3.5-mile hike each way is a test of navigation and endurance, a trek through a rugged and beautiful landscape with no marked trail. The permit comes with a map and directions, but finding your way requires paying close attention to landmarks, a skill that adds to the sense of accomplishment. As you wind your way through the high desert, past sandstone domes and desert flora, the silence is profound, broken only by the sound of the wind and your own footsteps. And then, without warning, you see it, the wave. It is a sight that lives up to every photograph and every legend. The rock formations, sculpted over millions of years by wind and water, are a mesmerizing symphony of curves and swirls. Ribbons of vibrant red, orange, and yellow Navajo sandstone flow seamlessly into one another, creating an unearthly landscape of flowing rock that looks less like solid stone and more like a fluid, moving river frozen in time. The scale is intimate, not grand in the way a canyon is grand, but the detail is staggering. You can trace the lines and striations in the rock with your fingers, marveling at the delicate artistry of nature. Everywhere you look, the scene is a photographer's dream. The way the light and shadows play across the curves transforms the scene minute by minute. In the mid-morning, the colors pop, vibrant and saturated. As the sun climbs higher, the shadows retreat, revealing more of the intricate details of the rock face. And in the late afternoon, the low angle of the light creates long, dramatic shadows that make the formations look like they're alive, twisting and writhing in the setting sun. The iconic main wave is just one part of the magic. Nearby, you'll find other incredible features like the second wave, an equally stunning but less famous formation, and the teepees, a series of cone-shaped sandstone mounds streaked with colorful layers. You feel a sense of reverence in this place, a quiet awe that prompts you to speak in hushed tones, to move with care, and to leave no trace. There is a deeply felt understanding that you are a privileged guest in a sacred place, a witness to a slow and deliberate art form that has been underway since before the dinosaurs roamed this land. The feeling of solitude is a powerful part of the experience. Though 64 people are in the area, the vastness of the wilderness ensures that you can often find yourself alone, with only the wind and the ancient stones for company. sense of private communion with the landscape is a rare and precious gift in our modern, crowded world. Ultimately, the journey to Coyote Buttes is a microcosm of the American spirit. It's about the relentless pursuit of an extraordinary experience, a willingness to gamble against the odds, and the courage to venture off the beaten path. It's about more than a breathtaking view. It's about the sense of accomplishment that comes from winning the lottery, navigating the unmarked trail, and finally standing in the presence of a natural wonder that few will ever see. It is a powerful reminder that our most profound adventures often require a little bit of luck, a lot of perseverance, and a deep appreciation for the untamed beauty that still exists in the hidden corners of this country. The wave is more than a rock formation. It is a monument to the relentless power of nature and a symbol of the rewarding quest that awaits those who are willing to seek it out. It is a pilgrimage to a place that transcends tourism, offering a truly unforgettable and soul-stirring encounter with the timeless artistry of the American West.
The Pinnacles Desert in Western Australia isn't like visiting the Grand Canyon or Death Valley. It's an experience that feels like stepping onto the dusty, wind-swept surface of another planet. A place so profoundly alien, it challenges your perception of what's possible on Earth. The moment you arrive, the familiar Australian landscape of eucalyptus trees and red dirt melts away, replaced by an astonishing, silent forest of towering limestone spires. This isn't just a collection of rocks, it's a surreal, geological masterpiece sculpted over millions of years by the relentless forces of nature. The spectacle before you, thousands upon thousands of these bizarre, jagged pillars rising from a sea of golden sand, is the result of a complex, almost unbelievable chain of events. It all began in an ancient epoch, when the area was a seabed teeming with marine life. The shells of countless organisms, rich in calcium, settled and compacted into thick layers of limestone. As the sea receded and the climate grew drier, a new story began. Coastal winds blew in a massive blanket of sand, burying the limestone layer and creating a unique foundation. Over eons, rain percolated through the sand, leaching the lime from the soil and leaving the harder, more resilient pillars exposed. The wind then acted as a final, meticulous artist, carving the sand away until these stunning formations, some standing as tall as 16 feet, were revealed in their final, magnificent glory. This process, a slow and patient dance between water and wind, has created a landscape that spans over 10,000 acres, a scale that truly humbles you. The American spirit of exploration and adventure finds its perfect match here. Walking among the pinnacles feels less like a tourist activity and more like a pilgrimage into a world untouched by time. The best time to experience this magic is at sunrise or sunset. As the sun dips below the horizon, the golden light bathes the desert, casting long, dramatic shadows that make the pillars seem to stretch and contort into fantastic shapes. The deep contrast of the dark, craggy limestone against the brilliant, almost yellow dunes is a photographer's dream and a soul-stirring sight. You can drive through the main loop, a well-marked path that guides you through the most impressive sections, or you can park your car and lose yourself on foot, wandering through the labyrinthine aisles of stone. The silence is profound, broken only by the gentle whisper of the wind and the crunch of your own footsteps on the sand. This solitude gives you a chance to reflect on the immense scale of geological time and the forces that shaped this place. It's a humbling moment that puts your own existence into perspective, making you feel like a tiny speck in a vast and ancient universe. Located just a couple of hours north of Perth, the Pinnacles Desert is a testament to Australia's ability to surprise. It's a remarkable side trip from the coast, a rugged counterpoint to the tranquil beaches and turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean that lie just a few miles to the west. One moment you can be splashing in the clear water, and the next you're standing in a silent, otherworldly desert. This dramatic transition is a signature of the Australian landscape and a thrilling part of the journey. For the traveler who has seen the deserts of the American Southwest, the Pinnacles offer a new and utterly different kind of arid beauty, one that is as much a testament to water's patient work as it is to the wind's abrasive power. They are living, breathing sculptures, constantly being eroded and refined by the very elements that created them. Every crack and crevice, every unique shape tells a story of a world that existed long before our time and will continue to evolve long after we are gone. Standing among them is not just a visual treat, it's a moment of profound connection to the planet's history, an experience that stays with you long after the red dust of the desert has been washed away. The Yardang National Geopark. You don't just enter a park, you step onto another planet. A desolate, otherworldly canvas where wind and water, the planet's most patient sculptures, have worked for millions of years to craft a landscape that defies imagination. This is not the familiar grandeur of the Grand Canyon or the lush forests of Yosemite. This is a place that feels alien and ancient, a monumental testament to the sheer, silent power of erosion that has carved a vast, remote expanse of the Gobi Desert into an architectural graveyard of monumental, wind-blasted forms. The name Yardang itself, derived from the Yugar word for steep bank, only hints at the bizarre and beautiful geology that defines this place. Covering an area of hundreds of square miles, the geopark is a labyrinth of surreal formations that rise abruptly from the flat desert floor, their sedimentary layers exposed in a riot of color and texture. Unlike the violent, sudden transformations seen in volcanic eruptions, the Yardang formations are a testament to relentless, incremental change, a story told in every grain of sand and every fractured crevice, shaped by a constant, merciless wind that howls across the plains, sanding and polishing the rock into impossible shapes. The scale of the park is immediately humbling. You find yourself surrounded by a silent city of rock, where towering structures, some hundreds of feet tall, stand like forgotten skyscrapers in an extraterrestrial metropolis. The shapes are limited only by the human imagination. There are formations that look exactly like Gothic cathedrals, their spires reaching for the sky. Others resemble massive derelict ships, their prows pointed eternally into the wind-swept horizon. And still others seem to be frozen sphinxes or mysterious sentinels, their weathered faces staring blankly into the distance. This is a landscape that encourages storytelling. A place where you can easily believe that ancient civilizations built these monuments, or that they are the fossilized remains of some colossal beasts from a long-lost era. The geology here is a living, breathing art form, constantly being reshaped by the elements. The sun, a brutal painter in this arid climate, casts ever-changing hues upon the rock. Turning it from a dull gray at dawn to a fiery crimson at noon, before settling into a soft violet and a deep indigo as the evening shadows stretch and swallow the landscape. The shadows themselves become a character in the scene, highlighting contours and creating new forms with every passing hour. For an American adventurer accustomed to the trails and crowds of more accessible parks, the Yardang Geopark offers an experience of profound isolation and stark beauty. The silence is deafening. Broken only by the whisper of the wind as it snakes through the narrow corridors and arches, creating an eerie, almost musical sound that echoes across the barren landscape. The conditions are extreme, a stark reminder of the desert's unforgiving nature. The blistering heat of the day can reach triple digits, while the cold of the night can drop to freezing, and the wind, a constant presence, carries sand that scours everything in its path. It is this very harshness that adds to the appeal of the park, a place that challenges the spirit of exploration. The viewing areas are well defined, and as you walk along the designated paths, you feel a sense of both awe
and a healthy respect for the raw power that surrounds you. There are moments when you feel like a speck, a fleeting presence in a place that has been evolving for millions of years, a place that will continue to evolve long after you are gone. It's a humbling and transformative experience, forcing you to reconsider your place in the grand timeline of our planet. Ultimately, the Yardang National Geopark is more than just a collection of fascinating rocks. It is a profound lesson in time and the immense quiet power of natural forces. It is a place that strips away the noise and the busyness of modern life, leaving you with nothing but the raw, unvarnished truth of the Earth's geological history. It's a testament to the idea that the most magnificent works of art are often the ones sculpted without a human hand, a masterpiece of erosion and perseverance. For those who seek the truly unique, who crave a sense of adventure that pushes beyond the familiar, and who want to see a landscape that has been literally carved by a million years of wind, this geopark stands as a must-visit destination. It's a place that will challenge your perspective, inspire your imagination, and leave you with an enduring memory of an ancient, silent world that continues to be shaped, one grain of sand at a time, by the relentless forces of nature.
Lençóis Maranhenses National Park, and prepare for an experience that will fundamentally change how you think about deserts, challenging the very notion of what a desolate landscape can be. This isn't the parched, barren wasteland that comes to mind when you picture sand dunes. It is a stunning, surreal tapestry of shifting white sand and shimmering blue and green lagoons, an aquatic mirage that is as real as it is breathtaking. For an American traveler seeking an adventure that is truly off the beaten path, something that feels discovered rather than just visited, Lençóis Maranhenses is an unparalleled destination. Located in the northeastern Brazilian state of Maranhão, this vast park spans over 380,000 acres, a sprawling expanse of colossal dunes sculpted by powerful winds blowing in from the Atlantic Ocean. These dunes, some reaching heights of up to 130 feet, are not the golden brown color you'd expect from the Sahara or the Mojave. They are a brilliant, almost blinding white, composed of fine, quartz-rich sand that feels incredibly soft underfoot. However, what makes this place a true anomaly is the remarkable geological feature hidden just beneath the surface, a layer of impermeable bedrock. This bedrock acts as a natural basin, preventing rainwater from draining away. When the heavy rainy season arrives between January and June, a truly magical transformation begins. The immense valleys between the dunes fill up with an astonishing volume of water, creating thousands upon thousands of freshwater lagoons that can be over 10 feet deep. The contrast is simply electrifying. A landscape of blindingly white sand, stretching for miles in every direction, is punctuated by jewel-toned lakes of every imaginable shade, from deep sapphire and rich cerulean to glowing emerald and luminous jade. It's a paradox of nature, a desert that fills with life, an endless ocean of sand that cradles pools of fresh, clear water. The feeling of climbing to the crest of a towering dune, your feet sinking into the fine, powdery sand, and then seeing an endless series of lagoons laid out before you, is a moment of pure, unadulterated awe. The sheer scale and unexpected beauty of it all can be overwhelming. As the sun beats down, the most incredible relief is found by simply walking down a slope and plunging into the cool, refreshing water. The lagoons are perfectly clear and warm, an invigorating reprieve from the heat, and swimming in them feels like entering a hidden, secret world. The journey to Lençóis is as much a part of the adventure as the destination itself. The park is a protected, road-free zone, requiring visitors to navigate the shifting sands in a specialized 4x4 vehicle with a knowledgeable local guide. This means there are no bustling crowds, no paved walkways, and no commercial storefronts. Just you, your group, and the raw, untamed landscape. From the gateway towns of Barajinas or Santo Amaro, the journey across the desert plains to reach the first set of dunes is a thrilling ride, a testament to the remoteness of the area. It feels like you're truly leaving the modern world behind. For the American adventurer, the sense of pioneering and discovery is palpable. As you travel deeper into the dunes, the views become more and more spectacular, and you might even stumble upon a group of local people who live in the small, isolated oases within the park. The unique ecosystem of Lençóis is another wonder. Remarkably, fish, mollusks, and other aquatic life mysteriously reappear in the lagoons each year. Believed to be carried as eggs by birds or to have survived in the mud and wet sand between seasons. As the day ends and the sun begins to set, the park's surreal beauty reaches a crescendo. The white sand catches the fading light, turning from brilliant white to shades of gold, amber, and fiery red, while the lagoons reflect the vibrant colors of the sky. The final moments of the sun sinking below the horizon, casting long shadows across the dunes and illuminating the water with an ethereal glow, are unforgettable. A sight that feels plucked from a dream. The quiet of the desert at night, with a sky full of stars so bright you feel you could touch them, reflected perfectly in the still waters of a lagoon, is a moment of pure, unblemished magic. Lençóis Maranhenses is more than just a place to visit. It's a living, breathing paradox that challenges our understanding of nature's rules. It is a testament to the power of the unexpected, a brilliant and humbling reminder that the most spectacular wonders are often found where we least expect them, in landscapes that seem to exist on the very edge of possibility. This is a place that will stay with you long after you've left, an enduring symbol of a desert that dares to be an oasis.
Dune du Pilat, a truly epic natural behemoth that stands as a staggering testament to the raw, artistic power of wind, sand, and sea. It's not just a hill of sand, it's the largest dune in all of Europe, a living, breathing geological wonder that defies all expectations. For an American road tripper accustomed to the scale of landmarks like the Grand Canyon or the vast deserts of the Southwest, the sheer, unadulterated scale of the Dune du Pilat is a humbling and genuinely breathtaking sight. At over 350 feet tall, nearly 1.7 miles long, and about a third of a mile wide, it is a formidable presence on the French coastline. Its face rises at a steep, almost intimidating angle, a golden wall of fine sand that seems to shimmer in the sunlight. The journey to the top is a workout in itself, a climb that requires genuine effort as your feet sink with every step, but the reward is immediate and overwhelming. Reaching the summit, you are suddenly met with a panoramic 360-degree view that is simply unparalleled. To your east, a seemingly endless expanse of dense, dark green pine forest stretches for miles, a vast wooded sea that gives way to the distant vineyards of Bordeaux. To your west, the view is a complete and utter contrast, the immense, sparkling blue of the Atlantic Ocean, its waves crashing in rhythmic bursts against the golden beach at the dune's base. This dramatic visual dichotomy, a perfect line where desert meets forest and ocean, is what makes this place so uniquely captivating and profoundly beautiful. Beyond its static beauty, the true magic of the Dune du Pilat lies in its dynamic, ever-changing nature. This is no fixed monument. It is a moving sculpture, a living entity that slowly but relentlessly migrates inland. Driven by the prevailing westerly winds, the dune shifts approximately 10 to 15 feet every year, a slow, unstoppable march that has already buried roads, ancient trees, and even parts of the forest. The sight of these ghost-like skeletal tree trunks emerging from the sand on the eastern face of the dune, as if they were remnants of a forgotten civilization, is a haunting and powerful reminder of nature's relentless power. You can literally witness the ephemeral nature of the world around you as this monument to geological time slowly consumes all in its path. This constant movement makes every visit to the dune a unique experience. Its shape and contours are subtly different each time, a testament to the fact that you are standing on something truly alive. This is an adventure that appeals directly to the American spirit of exploration and challenge. The ascent is a physical test, a mini pilgrimage to a summit that offers not just a view, but a feeling of profound accomplishment. Once at the top, the sense of freedom is exhilarating. You can run, leap, and roll down the steep face, feeling the rush of wind and sand, a simple, primal joy that is as liberating as it is fun. For the truly adventurous, the dune summit serves as a launch pad for paragliding and hang gliding, soaring over the incredible landscape of forest, sand, and sea. But perhaps the most compelling experience is simply to stand at the top and witness the spectacle of the sunset. As the sun dips below the Atlantic horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues of orange and purple, the light transforms the dune into a radiant masterpiece. The golden sand glows with an ethereal light, and the shadows stretch long and thin, creating a landscape that feels both surreal and deeply spiritual. It's a moment of quiet contemplation, a chance to reflect on the immense scale of the world and our own small place in it. The sound of the wind, the distant crash of the waves, and the incredible, silent beauty of the sunset combine to create a perfect moment of solitude and connection with the natural world. This is what truly sets the Dune du Pilat apart from other natural wonders. It's not just a mountain or a desert, it's a perfect synthesis of three distinct and powerful landscapes. The serene sea, the dense forest, and the stark, beautiful desert, all colliding in one singular, magnificent place. It's an epic sight that reminds you of the wild, untamed beauty that still exists in the world and serves as an unforgettable bucket list destination that feels both accessible and utterly magical.